So you're here live on Radio Nation. I just want to thank you for taking the time out of your night to join us here on the show. I guess talk to me a bit about yourself as a musician. You're in LA right now, so what are you doing there?
Well, actually, it's an incredibly exciting week. It's LA Fashion Week right now. And as an artist, there's so much that crosses over for me in particular with fashion and music and video. So I'm just taking in some fashion shows and, just hanging out. I'm back in the studio next week with Jen Joyce making some new tracks, finishing up my 2012 release. And yeah, it's a really exciting time. Lots of projects on the horizon.
How did you get your start in music?
Well, I come from a music family, actually. I started singing when I was like 2. And my whole family on my dad's side is very musical, and so it's kind of in my blood. I come from a whole.
Oh, I believe we lost Nick. Did we lose Marla as well?
Go for it, but I have these incredible parents who believe in me and also just support the art, which is important.
What has been?
So,
sorry. Go ahead.
I actually went to university for communication, and I always wanted to be like an educated, powerful woman. That's what I used to say when I was like 13. Music was always a real passion, but I really wanted to make sure that I had, a very substantial kind of background so that I was strong and, another singer, but someone who understood the industry and what I was getting into and how to develop myself. And it's really beneficial, and I'm so proud of that fact that I'm educated as well.
What was a really big challenge for you then, I guess, starting out in your career?
Well, I think that for any artist, there is so much to be said of that saying that artists are tortured souls, because there really is so much unknown, and everyone has an opinion as to what kind of artist you should be. And I think really and for me, it's an evolving thing. So what makes me happy today in this album is different from my first album, and it's probably going to be different in my next album. So one of the biggest challenges is just being really comfortable with the unknown and not knowing, what comes next. But being, just inspired to stay strong in the idea that creating art is important. And I really do know the value and the importance of making music, because of the response I've had from other people, but also the response I've had to music all my life. It changes you, and it helps you understand your own life story at times. And I'm excited that I get to make art as part of my career. I feel very lucky. So just staying motivated and staying inspired by all the challenges, because it is a very tough industry, and like I said, everyone has an opinion, but really listening to your own voice and your true inner spirit, artistic spirit, is I think what most people really find challenging. So I just try and kind of take that one day at a time and be the artist that I am today.
Growing up, who do you think really influenced you as a musician? Whether it was like who did you admire musically, and where did you draw your influences from in that way?
It's interesting because my family, like I said, they were all musicians. They were all jazz musicians. So I had an incredible wealth of music surrounding me all the time, and they were great jazz legends. But I also was born in 1983, which, yes, that's giving away my age. But growing up in the 90s, hip-hop was becoming mainstream for the first time. It was an entirely new genre, and new artists were coming onto the scene, and they were changing the entire game for people. So I have this, very rich and eclectic kind of background of music that I listen to. I've listened to tons of older artists, artist, but I also listen to hip hop. And so I guess as an artist, like if you look at my work, you look at my first album, I did jazz, blues, soul, and funk, and a bit of singer-songwriter style. But my second album has a lot more hip hop and a lot more pop influences. So for me, I think I'm just trying to stay true to what I want to perform right now. So, I mean, I have vocalists that have truly inspired me. Erica Badu was one of the first, I call it neo-soul. She was a neo-soul singer. She wasn't one of the first original soul singers like Aretha Franklin or Dinah Washington, but she had those influences and made it cool, in when I was growing up to have that genre and that style in your voice. I think you can really hear that now. But I also, I'm young and I like to dance and I like to go out, and jazz for me was just a little bit slow. And so what happened is I've wanted to, get creative again and incorporate those hip-hop pop influences of Biggie and Tupac and, all the tracks that are sort of nostalgic growing up and, when hip-hop was just starting. I absolutely love old school hip-hop. So my album that I'm working on right now, I have a couple of new tracks coming, and you'll really be able to hear that it's a blend. I mean, the industry now, we're so lucky as artists because we get to create whatever we want. With online radio and home studios, we can be whoever we want. It doesn't have to be this, clean cut genre of music anymore. It can be soul vocals with a little bit of dubstep hip-hop, So I love music, and I dance all kinds of music, and I listen and study different kinds of music, and I hope that as an artist, I continue to grow and I continue to incorporate all these different kinds of genres, and then I evolve, What I'm doing today is definitely not what I'm going to be doing next year because it's a process, and it's exciting.
Let's talk a little bit about your EP, which is titled "This Is Me." It was released in June of this year. What can listeners expect to hear on that one?
2012, Marla G. And it's interesting. Both my sisters are professional athletes, and my oldest sister went to the 2012 Summer Olympic Games in London, and she was a rower, and she is a complete inspiration. She won a silver medal with her team, and it's one of those things, when you have a belief and when you have a dream, you are the visionary. You're the person that can see it, and you're the person that makes it happen. And so I wrote early on in 2012 that idea and that concept that you can make anything happen. And when it does, we'll be there to celebrate, and you're going to put your hands up, and you're going to freaking, be really proud of what you've accomplished. But it takes hard work. And, I wrote that music with them joined in February. She went to the Olympics in August, and she did get a silver medal. The music itself, as a lyricist, as an artist, I always want to keep it positive. I really like to keep things fun and something that you might put on to get ready to go out, or when you're on the car to pick up your friends, you might pop the track because there's so much going on in this world right now, and music for me has always been an escape. So 2012 EP that I put out is really about celebration and fun and let's dance, and I'm really proud of that EP, and I'm so grateful for more people to hear it because I think it deserves a lot more exposure. As an independent artist, we work so many hours and tirelessly, which is not an easy gig. But I think that when people hear this music, they feel what I feel, and so for that, I'm willing to go the distance and continue the effort because, I said, what my sister's done, and I'm inspired by so many people around me, and it's really nice to get that kind of positive energy when times are tough, you know, times are tough in the economy. And so I write as an escapist. I write as someone who wants to inspire the good times. And honestly, as an artist, my first album was jazz, blues, and soul. It was very slow to perform. And although I have a lot of older fans that say we miss that kind of music from you, I really want to get up on the stage and I want to perform and I want to entertain and I want to dance and I want people to come and be in the crowd with me and just, you know, have a good time because life's so short. Life's short and just they connect us all. So 2012 has been a really great year for me. It's been a tough year as well, but I think when you listen to the album, you'll really hear that kind of positive vibe, and I think that's what people are really liking about it.
Talk a bit about your app. You also have an app as well that I've seen on iTunes, I believe. What is that all about?
Well, and by the way, I like your little accent there. I can hear you Canadian about. The Marla G iPhone app is available free from the App Store, and you just go in and you put in Marla G, and it pops up. That's kind of how I became Marla G, actually, because my last name is a tough one. It's Marla Gs. But in Google as well as the App Store, you just see Marla G. And when you go in, it's an amazing, centralized place where you can take in all my art forms. I'm a multidisciplinary artist, and so I do video as well, and photography, and I do styling, and I actually, as I said before, I went to university, and one of the things that I learned hands-on was all these technical communication skills. So I actually developed my own iPhone app, and it's powered by ReverbNation, and I just designed it so that you can go to one place and consume it all. You can go, you can hear my older music, you can hear my new music, you can see the new photos that I'm doing, you can just take in music videos, and you can also check out like band information, news, and connect with me on all my social media outlets, and I'm everywhere, of course. But yeah, it's just really great. I'm so proud of the iPhone app because I think it's innovative and I think it's forward thinking. And iPhone and Mac products, they've revolutionized the way that I've been able to distribute myself as an artist, as an independent artist. You know, I've used all of the tools that have been given to me through Apple. So I do my own website, and that's through iWeb. I do this iPhone app, and that's different stuff. You can get it on the iPhone, and you can get it on the iPad, and it just makes it user-friendly. And so, yeah, it's an amazing thing, and it's free. You just go and you download it, and then you can stay in touch. And it allows me to let you know if I'm coming to your city, and I just, super fun. And everyone I tell that I have an iPhone app, everyone's like, really? That's so cool. But it's a really great way to be able to, like, stream an artist. You can live stream all the music. And as I said, I've been doing a lot of video work, so it's a great place to just kind of, you can download the app, and then at any point, if you're wanting some new music, you can check out what's going on, and you'll get live updates directly from me. And that's, I think, really important, you know, when people are working with labels and doing bigger productions. It's really nice to know that what you're getting is directly from an artist, you know. So I'm excited. I have used my iPhone app myself, and so people are getting new info. Yeah, they definitely know that you're chatting with me.
All right, Marla, just before we let you go, because we are really tight on time, it's been a crazy show as it is, but anything else you want to add before we let you go tonight? And we just want to thank you for, taking the time out of your night and bearing with the craziness here and in Toronto and all that stuff. So is there anything else you want to add before we let you go tonight?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if anybody is out there listening, I encourage them to definitely connect with me on Facebook, Twitter, and also just subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Marla Gs blowing. And if you don't know how to spell it, you can just Google me, and it's Marla G and search videos. I have an amazing assortment of videos that are just coming up, and I really, really am proud of them, and I hope that people are checking it out. It's exciting. I'm working with lots of great people, and there's so much more to come. I'm so excited. I'm in the studio next week. So if anybody has heard the music and they like it, make sure they check me out on Facebook and Twitter. I'm really active on social media. That's even it. Amazing. And thanks for having me on